episode 12. This is a redo, actually. I had an episode 12 over the weekend, but it kind of got deleted because, well, it just did. So, we're calling this one On the Road to Master. Having said that, I was actually a lot closer to Master earlier. I've had a bad run in the past few matches. I think I'm at a 2-star or a 1-star right now, Ultra. And earlier today, I was actually at a 2-star Ultra 5. So I was, 2 wins from making Master. And obviously, oh, y'all gotta hang on. I got a little bit of feedback going on. Let me go silent for a second while I fix it. There we go. All right. Sorry, I had to get the volume on my tablet turned down so that I could actually not hear it double. Anyways, so looks like I'm playing with 4 Masters and an Ultra. Well, the Ultra is me. Playing with Gaudair. I can't remember who the other guy was. It's one of his other friends, I think. He's one of the masters that I'd made friends with. He invited me earlier. We just finished a match right before this one that did not go in our favor. Hopefully we can turn this around tonight. I would like to see some wins, some consecutive wins, get me up to master, or at least get me up towards the top of Ultra 5 again, because nobody likes to lose. Everybody likes to win. And it's kind of a bummer because I've been chasing this master for so long. I was playing with Sharkbite earlier today, and I got up to, like I said, that Ultra 5 with the 2 gems, stars, whatever you want to call it. So I was so close, but after that I had a bad run. Very bad run. I actually had enough points to prevent my loss of rank twice. So that is about 6 losses. And I would like to blame it on something, so I'll blame it on what the truth is. I didn't play too hot. I can't say that I was the only one that didn't play too hot, but it only takes one bad egg to spoil the batch. So we're going to say that it was my fault, just because. I'll take that blame. Last match, I won't say that it was anybody's fault. They just outplayed us. They got the upper hand on us a little early in the match. Kind of like what just happened right there. And I'm not sure 100% of the rank structure of Master. I would assume that once you make Master, you don't go back down. You just lose Master points. I know there's like a point system there. That being said, I kind of feel like sometimes with people that are Master rank, they don't mind taking a loss because they're already Master. Every loss affects me, obviously, because I'm not there yet. So that might be true, that might not be true. Who knows? Well, somebody knows, just not me. But I want to recap on what happened after the stream on Saturday. For those of you that tuned in, I apologize for all of that. There was some definite family drama, sibling drama going on there between my kids. We have got to work on their online etiquette. I had to stress to both of them that when I am live, that means that people around the world can tune in. And they were like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, so you have to act right, or you can embarrass yourself, you can embarrass me. So that's why that video came down, because I don't want that on my permanent record, you know. But I think we're going to try to improve on that for the future so that we can try to stream together again. This coming weekend, probably not so much. My son he is in baseball now, but my daughter is still in scouts. And she actually on Saturday was supposed to go on a nature hike, but I did not find out about it until like Friday afternoon. And we had already had weekend plans. So, I mean, I wasn't really going to, damn it, wasn't really going to take off and just drop everything that we had to go on a hike. So, we're probably going to do that next Saturday. And then I promised the kids that after that we could have, they got some new Pokemon cards. We didn't get a chance to play with them last weekend, so we're going to try to do that this coming weekend. So there probably won't be a Saturday stream like there has been. That damn Decidui. Anyways, so we're moving forward with the week. Starting off today, don't want to talk too much about personal life. But I had a decent day as far as the things that I had planned, the things that I did today. Trying out a new avenue of employment simply because it's just time for a change. I've been working in the labor field for so long. I need to get out. I'm sick of waking up every morning hurting. It was different when I was in the military, but that was years ago, and that was because that's what I chose. And then more recently here, it's because it's what was convenient. So I've had a few opportunities open up for me here recently that I'm looking at pursuing. Keep you guys updated on how that goes. What else was there? Oh, I didn't find out until today from my ex-wife, from Sharkbite and Allie's mother, that Sharkbite apparently got into a fight at school. He failed to mention this to me. So, we are in a debate as to whether or not he should get in trouble for it. Because I feel like he shouldn't. Now, I don't want to make the kid feel like it's okay to do what he did, but it kind of is, since, my wife's out of the room, and, my ex-wife's probably not going to watch my feed. I'll go ahead and talk to you about this. So, from what I understand, he was on the playground. It was recess. He is in 2nd grade. Apparently, a group of 5th graders came over. One of the boys has kind of been friends with him in the past. I think they ride the same school bus and everything, and they kind of were friends, but he kept smacking the ball out of his hand, and my son said that he was getting a little upset about it, and he kept telling him to stop, and the kid didn't stop, which to me, that's a little aggravating, So my son says that he had full intentions of going to the teacher. Well, at that point, several of the other boys' friends came over and started antagonizing and instigating, saying, hey, beat him up, and all this stuff. Basically, a crowd of bullies. The reason there's some issues here with whether or not he should get in trouble is because I am not certain. I feel like my son knows better than to pick a fight with a group of 5th graders. But at the same time, when I was in martial arts, I was told by my martial arts instructor who, a little bit of brag about him, his name was Kim Duncan. He actually was on circuit with Chuck Norris. Didn't actually fight with Chuck Norris, but he was on circuit with him. He is a police officer in the town that I grew up in. And his rule was always, it doesn't matter if you started the fight. If you were part of the fight, you were still to blame somewhat, because it's our responsibility as human beings to do everything possible to keep things from getting violent. Which is why my son was going to try to get the teacher even after he was being picked on. So I applaud him for trying. Apparently, the other kids that were getting the first boy hyped up succeeded. He got hyped up. My son tried to get by him. Something happened. I don't know exactly how all things went down, but it resulted in my son getting hit by the other little boy, and he said he hit him in the stomach. I don't have the full story, but from what I understand, my little second grader was holding the fifth grader down on the ground by his jacket and was not letting him up. And the teachers thought that my son was actually the instigator because he beat up the other kid. Now, my kid's not big. You know, he's not a big kid. He's a little tall for his age, I guess. My father was about 6 footish. My ex-wife's father is about 6 foot. So both of him and his sister are both a little tall for their age. They're in the 90th percentile. But from what I understand, this little fifth grader, so this kid is 3 years older than him, was still bigger than him, and somehow my son ended up on top of this kid, holding him down by his hoodie, and the teacher was mad because he was kind of choking him with his own hoodie. I don't know how that happened, but I'm told by my wife and by my ex-wife that I am wrong because I'm proud of him. And I'm not proud of him for fighting. I'm not proud of him for any of that like that. What I'm kind of proud of is that he tried to get away. And maybe somebody out there is going to have a problem with what I've said to him and his sister in the past, is that you don't start a fight. Under no circumstances do you start a fight. But if someone else starts a fight, you don't stop until they're down and they don't get back up. Not like hurt them drastically, but to the point of they're not going to continue to fight. They're not going to get back up and hit you as you walk away, kind of deal. And I feel like that's what he was going for. He was just trying to do that. But that's where we're in the rock and the hard place kind of thing. Like, what do you do at that point? Do you punish the kid for defending himself? Do you tell him good job because he stood up for himself? How do you do that without making it sound like you're promoting violence? Because that is absolutely not what I'm trying to do. But me personally, I feel like, he was getting picked on. The other kid punched him in the stomach. A second grader is not going to try to pick a fight with a fifth grader. And if he even did think about picking a fight with a fifth grader, he's definitely not going to do it with a group of fifth graders. So, yeah. I mean, that's just the gist of it. Anybody who's listening, I see we got one listener right now. I know it says there's 2 listening, or 2 viewing. One of them's obviously me. I don't feel like we should really punish the boy for it. But I do know that, as per the teachings of my old martial arts instructor, that if you are part of the fight, you are part of the problem. But, what do you do in that situation? Now, me, I know when I was younger, I ran my mouth a lot. I got myself into trouble simply because I was, and still am to a very large degree, an asshole. I like to run my mouth. I like to irritate people. It's one of the reasons I'm on here, is because I want to see how many people in the world that I can irritate. No, that's kind of a joke, but anyways, so yeah, that happened. There was another incident where he was getting picked on. I'm not going to get into that one. That one was completely shouldn't have happened. It wasn't my child's fault. It wasn't his sister's fault. They were both there. My little boy did smart off to another kid. It wasn't actually a physical fight, but there were some threats made. And the kid that made the threats was in middle school. And it took everything in me to not pursue some recourse for that. Because the threats that were made were extremely over the top. To the extent of threatening to go into his parents' house and get a firearm. And that is not okay. I'm pretty sure my ex-wife handled it. I'm pretty sure the boy's parents were notified about it. But this was not the same situation. This was not the same little boy. Anyways, we're gonna steer away from that and try to enjoy some of this match. I just wanted to give you guys a recap of some of the drama that went on in my life today. Um, Another little note. I shown some interest in. I'm considering doing some work with a travel agency. I found a place that is wanting to sponsor me into getting licensed as a travel agent. Which, if that happens, that's like really good money. I mean, we're talking it can turn into really good money, and at the very least, it's very good benefits, such as like discounted travel tickets, discounted insurances, stuff like that. So that might be something I look into here shortly. But as it stands right now, like I said, I'm just trying to get out of physical labor. I have been in physical labor since I was 18 years old, and I know I'm only in my early 30s, but I think I've told you guys in the past that I have epilepsy. I don't have seizures in my waking hours. They happen while I'm asleep. It's nocturnal left temporal lobe epilepsy. It's a very, very fancy way of saying that something goes on with the left front part of my brain to where I have seizures in my sleep. That has taken its toll on my body. I mean, as anyone with epilepsy will tell you, your body, that alone makes your body hurt. Not just the actual having the seizures, but the fact that you had a seizure. If you don't really know what a seizure is, it's a convulsion. I mean, I'm not trying to think anybody out there is ignorant. I like to be informative about it because it's something that everyone should be aware of, because anybody anywhere can have epilepsy, and you need to know how to react to it, because you might save that person's life. It's a convulsion that you go into. I have tonic-clonic. That's the main one that people think of when they think of epilepsy. It's where your whole body locks up. Basically, every muscle in your body is pulling. So your muscles that are telling your arm to flex are pulling. Your muscles that control your arms deflex are pulling. Your back's turning, your neck's turning. All the muscles that move one way are pulling against the muscles that go the other way. It's a very, very scary thing to see. I've seen video footage of me having one from where I had to go to the hospital for it to do what they call a sleep study. And you can imagine those muscles pulling like that also put stress on tendons. They put stress on bones. It can cause. I actually have arthritis in my neck and in my spine, discs that just don't want to sit right, things like that. So all of that on top of doing physical labor leaves your body kind of sore. My joints hurt, yada yada yada. Plus I have joint pains running in the family, joint issues. So yeah, I'm just trying to preemptively get out of physical labor before I get any older, because I mean I'm in my early 30s, and from what I understand from talking to people that are older than me, my body hurts like I'm in my late 40s. It's no bueno. We got to do something about that. So that's why I'm looking to make a shift, get into a job that values intelligence over physical strength. I'm not saying I'm not physically strong. I'm just saying I'm sick of having to be. I mean, everybody needs to be in shape, right? But yeah, that's why I am looking to get out. That, and it'd be nice to have a regular 9 to 5. It'd be nice to not get up or not leave the house before the rest of the family's awake, and get home when the sun's already down. I don't have time to do anything. All of my housework gets put off, stuff like that. So today I had a meeting with a automotive transport company, meaning that basically I handle the logistics of setting up. If you live in one area and you need your vehicle transported to another area, specifically, well, not specifically, but along the lines of you're moving across country, and you are going to drive either your moving truck or something like that, or you're going to take a flight or something like that, and you need your vehicle transported. They handle logistics of getting that set up, of getting a truck out there to pick up your vehicle to take it across the country. Also, like if you are in the military and they are just locked down on this base. Anyways, say you are in the military and you get stationed somewhere else. I mean, that happens. And you need your vehicle transported. They handle stuff like that. So that's one of the avenues that I'm showing a little interest in. I feel like that would be something cool for me to do. Also, there is a event planner position that I am showing a little interest in. I got a Zoom meeting with them tomorrow to see how that goes. Just different things that keeping my avenues open, because like I say, I've been in the manual labor field for so long that who knows what I'm going to end up doing. Maybe none of that works out and I end up doing something else. But I do think that I am going to seriously look into the travel agent, because just that whole concept of making several $1,000s in a month from my cell phone for helping somebody else set up a trip to vacation. I don't know about you guys, but I'm willing to pull out my phone and schedule somebody else's vacation. Damn, Talon Flame. I'm pretty good at stuff like that. I'm the one that planned my honeymoon with my wife. Obviously with my wife. I planned out everything. I knew where we would stop along the way, where we were going to go when we were there, where we were going to stay, all the little events like that. So that's something that the travel agent would help you set up with. But that's kind of what I'm looking into there. Plus, they're talking about discounted prices. The woman that was doing the sales pitch to me, offering the job, was like, she took a trip to, I want to say it was Boca Raton or something like. No, maybe not. I can't remember exactly, but the house that they rented for like a week was like $1,900 or something like that, and they ended up getting it for like $150 a head for 6 people, or something. I'm spitting numbers out here that I don't really absolutely have, to be honest with you. I have it all written down, but I've talked to so many people recently about stuff like that I might have it a little off. I know she said that she can, not only are you selling travel, but you get to experience the travel. She told me that she got to go on a cruise for a third the cost it would have costed her. It was like a $600 a cabin cruise, and she got to do it for like under $100 or under $200 for her and her husband. And I was like, that sounds amazing. So that might be something I get into. But I'm just keeping my avenues open. I've been in landscaping for a while now, and I enjoy the work. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's hard work, but I enjoy it. I enjoy making things. I enjoy looking at a finished product and saying I did that. I always take pride in what I do. I did that with trim carpentry when I was younger. I've done that with electrical work, which electrical work, you don't really see it as much. It's not a, hey, look what I did, because everything's in the wall. Everything's covered up. Unless you're doing like fancy fixtures and stuff, which, is always a plus, doing the fancy fixtures. But yeah, I'm wanting to move towards more. Damn Venus whore. I kind of knew that was going to happen. There's like 20 seconds left. I don't think they're going to come back. And just keeping the avenues open, I doubt that I'm going to make any money off of this, to be honest with you. Most people don't. I'm not planning on making any money off of this. It's kind of a perk. And I am considering that if I do get the transport logistics or what was I gonna say? Oh, event planner positions. I'm still considering doing the travel agent because I mean, you do have to pay out of pocket to be a travel agent. You have license, insurance, and stuff like that. But if basically, if I what it would cost me is like less than $100 a month. If I make $102 a month, it paid for. I've paid for it. It's just keeping that avenue open, and maybe I don't make any money off of it one month. Maybe the next month I make several $1,000s. Who knows? So if anybody listening has any input on that, whether they either do that or they have considered that, or if I did become a travel agent, if you would like for me to help you book something and get you a very good price, let me know. I do know that as one of the agents, I would be permitted to do what's called wholesale pricing, which means that, if you're going to go through Expedia or something like that, and you're going to plan a trip, and say that trip is going to, or the hotel is going to cost you, oh, you jerk. I'm still going to Zero Aura, and I'm still going center lane. I don't care what he says, or she says. So say the hotel is going to cost you $700, and then I can look in our back channels and realize that the hotel room actually only costs you $300. That Experian's trying to pocket that extra $400 for themselves because, I mean, we all know major corporations like that are greedy as shit. So I look at it and I can see through the back channels, through the actual pricing, I can get you that hotel room for $300 a night. Instead of making a commission off of it through the company, through the main channels, I would actually be able to say, okay, well, I can get you this hotel room for $500 a night. Well, you're still likely to go through me because I'm still saving you $200-300. So that's kind of a cool little thing that I would be able to do. Plus all the discounts that I would get and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a huge opportunity to make some money there. I mean, the world's opening back up. People want to go places. People want to do things. I want to go places and do things. I mean, except for like a few steps into Mexico, I've never been outside the United States. So I want to go see the world. Plus, I've got some. It's kind of personal. I'm not going to tell you how much it is or for what reason, but I've got some debts that I need to pay off. That I would like to get paid off relatively quickly so that I can buy a house. Things like that. So that's kind of why I'm looking at stuff like that. And I know that many of you out there probably don't care about any of this, but it's just a topic. It's something to talk about. It's just me doing this. I'm by myself, so just keeping my mouth moving. Give y'all something at least halfway interesting to listen to. I think it's halfway interesting. You guys probably think it sucks, but yeah, you're listening to it, so it must not be too bad. But I feel like we're kind of on a little bit of a roll right now. I want to keep this momentum going. Me and Gader are doing okay. There's no more points in mid right now. Nooser. Not doing the bait there. Come on. Drag him out. Run, homie. Sorry, Gader. Gotta roll. I probably should be going top right now. I'm typically at the lower levels. I noticed that Zero Aura is good as center and top. Bottom, not so much. I don't know what it is about bottom that I just don't have as much luck with in the early match or early game. Yeah, they might kill me now, but at least I scored. Whoa, what was that? So what else to talk about? I don't really know. I do know that I have decided that it would be really, really cool. Now, I'm not trying to exploit my children like this, trust me. Um, but it would be really cool if I could get my kids on YouTube. Because my two daughters like to watch this show called Like Nastya. It is a YouTube show by a girl who is from Russia. Her family moved to the United States, I don't know, from the way it looked, maybe somewhere between 6 and 8 years ago. She's like 8 years old or something like that. So I realized from looking it up online, because I was curious, that this little girl, for making YouTube videos that have become an international phenomenon, is 8 years old and she's worth $20 million. So, yeah, I don't want to exploit my kids, don't get me wrong, but if they showed any interest in being YouTube stars, I would very much support them. And then they would support me. That sounds horrible. I shouldn't have said it that way. No, I mean, how cool would that be, though? You know, it would give, if it's something that they wanted to do, you know, nothing that I would coerce them into doing or anything like that. I'm not that kind of parent. But, you know, it would set them up for life. Like, for real, set them up for life. Like, you know, college is not a question. They don't have to worry about college. They can just go. You know, if they want to open a corporation, they can just do it. Of course, take a lot of training there. And when I say training, I mean like teaching them what to do, what not to do. You know, yes, you have all this money. No, you don't get to go splurge and blow it all and stuff like that. There's a responsibility that comes with having that much money. It's ridiculous for a kid to have that much money, but there's responsibilities to it. I'm sure you all can agree that I don't want to have some spoiled rotten brats. I don't want a bunch of Kardashians running around. Teach them about philanthropy. You know, teach them that you are privileged, so you need to share that privilege. You need to go out and do works. We are a Christian family. And I don't want to bash any other Christians, but I feel like we are the good Christians. You know, the ones that aren't the ones that catch the bad rap. Now, I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody, but I know throughout history, Christians have gotten a bad rap as being hypocrites and all this other stuff. We're the kind of Christians where we know that we're failures. We know that we're sinners. We know that we have a long way to go. That we're never going to be perfect, but that we try. That saying you believe, that's a gray area. Not a gray area, that's an iffy area. Iffy as far as conversation goes. You know, a lot of Christians believe that just because you believe, just because you have said, yes, I accept Christ, that you're good, that you're saved, that you're good to go. We don't feel that way in this house. We feel like, yes, that is what gets you. Like I said, it's a very tough thing. Just because you're saved doesn't mean you shouldn't do things, you know. Just because you believe in Christ doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive every day to live up to the example that was set there for us. You know, Christ said, lay down your cross, or lay down your... I'm sitting here trying to quote something, and I can't say it right off the top of my head. But basically... put aside the world, put aside what you have, and do the works. Meaning, you know, go out in the world, go out and feed the homeless. You know, you go on mission trips, and your job there is, yes, you're trying to spread the word and the love, but even everybody deserves love. You know, like I've talked in the past about people that are homosexual, that things like that. A lot of people in the Christian community would see that as a sin. I'm not going to give my exact preference or opinion on that because it's just that. It's just an opinion. But I can say that if I am to believe, which I do, if I am to believe that God created everything, if I am to believe that He made you exactly the way you are, and then I look at you and speak down on you or hate you because you are the way you are, what does that say about me? You know? So I feel like it's our responsibility to take care of one another. It's our responsibility to love one another. And loving is giving. And that doesn't mean giving money. That means giving love. You know. Okay, so if my kids were millionaires, I would expect them to share that love. I would expect them to go out and deserve it. Deserve everything that goes with that. I know we have a huge stigma in the world today of what is privilege. I don't want my kids to just be privileged. I want them to share the privilege. You know, like you're riding down the road and you see a homeless person. It's one thing. There's an old adage, I guess you could say is what it's called, of give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for life. You know, go out and do things like that. Help the community to better themselves so that your privilege becomes their privilege. Now, they might still not have as much money as you do, but help them out along the way, you know. Give them a little push. Especially stuff like, you know, single parents, single mom, working 2 jobs, trying to keep a house going. Father's not in the picture. She can't get any help from anybody. Help her out. You know, like, you don't have to pay all of her bills, but if the power's going to get cut off, pay her power for the month. You know, what's it going to cost you? $100, $200? If you've got that, give it. You know, don't just sit there on your wealth and rack it up and rack it up and rack it up and end up as like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Those kind of people, I can't speak for them. You know, I don't know what they do with their money, but I know that they're worth billions of dollars. There is hunger in the entire world. How much would $1 billion benefit the people in Africa, benefit the people in South America? You know, just pick a country and say, all right, here, put this towards your infrastructure. Now, I know that's not feasible in a lot of places because the governments are the reason that those countries are struggling. For instance, you know, there's many places in Africa, many places in South America, many places in the Middle East that, and we're not even going to get into Russia, but Russia doesn't fit into this category of what I'm talking about right now, where the government is failing the people, that the government is in constant turmoil because they can't decide on a government. They just constant infighting, constant overthrowing, constant murders in the street, killing each other. You know, go out in the world and help people like that. I don't know what you could do there, though. I mean, you can't just throw $1 million at somebody and influence the government in a beneficial way. If you're capable of influencing a government by doing that, it's probably a corrupt government. But I would like to see some more of that stuff. You know, like, I'm a donator. I'm not going to sit here and say I donate a lot. I give what I can. You know, I feel like God works through you. God speaks to you. If there's something that pulls at my heartstrings, you know, and they're like, hey, can you donate some money? Yeah, I'll donate what I can. I don't have a whole lot of money, you know, and maybe by giving you $50, you might help somebody else. Maybe that $50 could have really gone towards something that I could do, but they need it more than I do. You know, I have a warm, safe bed. I have food on my table, and maybe that person is scrounging through the trash to find a scrap of bread to eat. You know, if I give even anything that might support that person, that might change their life, then it's worth it to me. You know, and that's what I would try. That's what I want to instill into my children. Is everybody can have their own opinion. Everybody can have their own faith. I believe that my faith is the true faith. but until I die, I can't prove it. And at that point, what does it matter? You know, we're already gone. You're already dead. You're either right or you're wrong. So while we're here on the earth, we're all here on the earth. You know, we've all got to share it. So we need to take care of each other. That's why my heart goes out to people in places like the Ukraine, countries that we have been in that suffer, such as Afghanistan. I think I haven't kept up with it, but I know the Taliban was basically given free reign again, like they were before we went over there in the first place. I'm not going to try to get into that as far as my political views, where the way the U.S. goes with that, because I don't want to piss anybody off. But knowing that I used to be in the military, I'm sure you could probably take a guess at how I feel about that. That whole situation, you know, for us being over there for years and then just leaving. But you know, there's people in that country that are suffering because they can't agree. You know, I mean, I'm not going to speak out against somebody else's religion, but I personally can't get behind "don't you do it." Okay. I personally can't get behind anything that would punish somebody for trying to be themselves. And that goes for more than just another religion. That goes against my own religion, you know, like people that claim to be the same religion that I am, that feel that way, you know, that you're going to hate somebody, which if there's anything that I have taken from the Bible, that I have taken from my faith, is that hate is a horrible thing. Hate and racism are some of the worst, and racism is hate, and hate is one of the worst things in the world. If not the worst thing in the world, because I always teach my kids, you can strongly dislike, but you do not hate. If there's any one thing you hate, it's evil. And I have a very, very distinct line on what is evil. Anything that would hurt someone else for no reason is, in my opinion, that's evil. So, having said that, countries that are doing things for their own gain, political parties that are doing things for their own gain, despite the fact that they're hurting someone else for no good reason other than it's making their pockets fatter, that is evil. Someone who would hate another person for their sexual preferences, someone who would hate another person for the color of their skin, their religious preferences, that is evil, through and through. I know there's many of religions out there that are peaceful towards other religions. For example, I would assume, I'm not a follower, I'm not a studier of it, but I would assume people that are like Buddhist, you know, they teach peace, right? They teach karma. They teach that in order for you to reach nirvana, you are reborn over and over and over again until you get it right. I can respect that. I can respect that point of view. I can't say that it's accurate, but I can respect the point of view of do your best, and if you don't do your best, you're gonna have to come back here again. I mean, that kind of sounds like hell to me. You know, this world is pretty hellacious, you know, and I don't mean that in like a good way. I mean like that would make sense. You know, what if those two religions go hand in hand? What if hell is being reborn onto this plane until you finally get it right? Because I don't know the verse, but I think I remember it saying somewhere in the Bible that hell is of your own making, that you will have your own personal hell. My own personal hell would be being stuck on this planet. I know that sounds kind of messed up, but I mean, having to relive life here on Earth again and again and again until I finally get it right. That's kind of like hell. I mean, I'm sure that hell is worse, or could be worse. If that's what it is, then maybe we're getting off easy. But I hopefully you can see my point there, that you know, there are religions that teach peace. That's what Christianity is supposed to be, is peace and love. There was only one time in the entirety of the New Testament where Christ was angry, where he basically became violent, and that was when the money changers perverted the temple by basically they basically took advantage of the temple for their own gains. They took advantage of a house of worship, a house of the Lord, for their own personal gains. And I can say that, I mean, I don't need to justify Christ, obviously. If you're not a Christian, then maybe you don't understand what I mean, but you shouldn't have to justify your own religious being. You know, I wouldn't expect a Muslim to have to justify Allah or Muhammad. I wouldn't expect, the Jews and Christians have the same God. We just share different opinions on whether Christ was the Messiah. But I wouldn't expect... Sorry, I've talked so much I gotta catch my breath. I wouldn't expect the Jews to have to justify God if we didn't believe in the same God, just stating, you know, or to justify Messiah. Because if you have to justify your spiritual figurehead or your spiritual figure, then what does that say about the spiritual figure, that they need mortals to justify their actions? That just makes no sense to me. And I'm not saying there are any that do. I don't know that there are, except for possibly one. I don't want to knock them. I will say that, just an example of which one I'm talking about, a lot of movie stars and music figures and, you know, higher ups in California are this type of thing, and I feel like they are constantly having to justify themselves. That to me means that it's not, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to try to knock anybody. I'm sure you get what I'm saying. But I don't even know how I went off on this wild tangent. I'm just talking out my ass, which I do a lot. I get into things sometimes that make no sense to anybody, that nobody really cares about, and if you don't care about it, I apologize. Thank you for at least watching my video. If you hate it, let me know you hate it. I'm willing to listen to anything. Negative comments are still in the comments, you know. But I believe, I don't know why I just hit no on that. It should have been a yes. I believe that we all have the right to make our own opinions and make our own decisions. And if you can't accept that somebody has a different opinion, then that speaks more about you than it does them. One of the people on this earth that I am closest to, a very good and dear friend of mine, is atheist. And I am accepting of that, because that is... Now, I'm never going to give up on it. I'm never going to stop letting him know that I do believe in God. And he knows that. You know, I'm not going to push it on him. I'm not that kind of person. But I believe that the best way to show the love of Christ is to exemplify the love of Christ. You know, and Christ wouldn't hate someone for who they are or what they are. I do know that I've had some people come back against me with that in the past, such as anybody who knows the Old Testament, which is also the Hebrew Bible, which is another thing we have in common with the Hebrew, the Jews, is that their Bible is our Old Testament. You know, we share that, but God in the Old Testament was not known for being the most I don't know exactly how to put it. Example, Sodom and Gomorrah. I know that's one of the big things that a lot of people of Christendom use to model their stance on people that are homosexual. Because God destroyed Sodom, and that is literally where the term sodomites comes from, and they were guilty of sodomy. If you don't know what that is, look it up. In case there's some kids on here that are listening, I'm not going to go into what that is. And they use that as fuel to the fire of their stance on it. Here's the thing, though, guys. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah was on God. It wasn't on you. It wasn't on me. It wasn't on any other Christians. It wasn't our right to make that decision. It isn't our right to make any decision like that. In fact, there is a parable of Christ referring to the plank and the splinter, which says that how can you justify judging another person or criticizing another person for the splinter in their eye, or some translations say the sawdust or the speck of sawdust. How do you justify judging someone else for the splinter in their eye when you have a plank sticking out of yours? We are told in the Bible that no man has the right to judge another man. We are all guilty of that. Everybody's guilty of it. How many times have you looked on Facebook and said, "Oh my God, I can't stand that girl," or "Oh my God, how does she wear her hair like that?" Or "I can't believe she's doing that," or I keep saying she, it could be he, it could be they, however it's said, we don't have that right. We don't have that permission. You can judge someone in court of whether or not what they did was legally or morally right, but you cannot judge another person's spirit. You cannot judge whether or not a person goes to heaven or hell or the afterlife of their religious preference. You're not allowed to do that. I don't care who you are. You're not allowed to do that. To assume that you can is actually what a Christian would refer to as blasphemy. To infer that you have the rights that the Lord reserves for Himself. That goes along with something that is evil. I mean, it's considered blasphemy. That is evil. That is, as far as God is concerned, I think that is one of His greatest evils, is to assume that look, if anybody's heard of the Tower of Babel in Babylon, the reason He destroyed the Tower of Babel is because they built that tower because they believed that if they could reach the heavens, they would be equals to God. That is the perfect example of what is blasphemy. They thought that even as a human being, they could build a tower high enough into heaven so that they would be equals of God. That is what blasphemy is, to assume that you have holiness within you that is equal to the Creator, equal to the Lord. I don't know if any other religions have that. I don't know if any other religions have that point of view, that you can't do that. I know a little bit about stuff like Buddhism. Everyone strives to be like the Buddha, but then again, I strive to be like the Lord Christ. So pretty similar there. You know what I mean? I actually, honestly, I believe other than Judaism, I believe that the way Christianity should work is more in line with Buddhists than anybody else. What you do on this earth reflects what happens to you in the afterlife. That you should love one another. You should care for one another. You should not try to harm one another. I know one of the major reasons that Christianity has such a bad rap is things that were done by the Catholic Church. Maybe today I'm not even going into that. But we all know that it happened in the past. And anyone who says it didn't happen in the past is lying to themselves. The Crusades. I just watched Kingdom of Heaven with Orlando Bloom and Liam Neeson the other night. And you had the Templars in that movie in the city of Jerusalem doing the whole God wills it. God wills it. Okay. I was taught that the last of the prophets died in the Old Testament, meaning that God speaks to no man in such a way as to let them know what he wants. You know, and I have my feelings about the Catholic Church because of that. I have my feelings about how somebody could be Christ's vicar. They could be the voice of Christ on earth. If Christ wanted a voice on earth, he would be his own voice on earth. If you believe in Christ, you believe that he was resurrected. That means that he died and came back. And he can come back again. And, of course, they do say that when he comes back, it will be the end of times. But he has that ability. He does not need you to speak for him. He needs you to spread his word, his example. But his example was explicitly laid out in the New Testament, in the Bible, in those red letters in the Bible. He does not need you to falsely interpret what he might want, or God, Jesus, however you want to look at it. Some denominations believe in the Holy Trinity, some do not. For those of you who don't know, the Holy Trinity is the Lord, the Son, and the Spirit. God is the creator. He is the Father of all. He is the Lord on high, is the one in heaven. That, Lord, I'm going to lose this match. I don't care. I'm having fun talking about this right now. The Son was Jesus Christ. He came to earth to sacrifice himself so that we might all go to heaven, whether we are worthy or not. He's paid our toll. We no longer have to be deemed worthy because he was worthy. One of the greatest things that you could be for your religion, for any religion, is a martyr. To die for your religion, to die for other people, so that you might protect them, so that you might save them from harm, or from stress and struggle, or from strife, however you want to say it. That's the Son. Also, the Son is not necessarily to take the place of God. He was the Son of God. He was just that. He was the Son of God. Having said that, we come to the Spirit of God, which is what comes to earth, what comes to touch you. When you, as a Christian, we call it feeling the presence. Some people call it nonsense. I call it truth. When I said something pulls at my heart to get me to do something like give to charity, to pull over on the side of the road and help someone, to see that accident on the side of the road and I'll hop out because I know that I have some medical training, so I might save a person's life. That to me is the Spirit talking to you. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. That same Spirit can talk to you. Because, I mean, you are a doctor, or you're an EMT, or you're a nurse, and you're driving down the road, and you're running late for work, or you're not even a medical professional, you're just a person, and you're riding down the road, and you're late for work, or you have somewhere that you need to be, but you see that accident on the side of the road, and something inside you says, hey, pull over and help. I believe that's the Spirit. That is something supernatural, that speaking to your heart, telling you that you are needed, that someone needs you, someone needs your help, someone needs your love, someone needs your kindness. And that is what, as I believe, as Christians, that we should strive to do, is to listen to the Spirit speak to us in such a way that we would help other people, never to harm. If you feel like the Spirit is telling you to hurt somebody, it's probably not the Spirit, in my personal opinion. Quit hitting me, you bastard. Here I am talking about faith, and then I talk like that to somebody. Like I said, we're all sinners. We're all failures. I'm not trying to pretend to be something I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not perfect. And any person who says that they are perfect is lying. I think I've already said that once. But anyways, that's just some of the ways, some of the foundations of what I believe, of my personal opinions and faith. If you do not believe that, if you do not support that, that is up to you. That is your right as a human being. Just like I spoke about with the homosexuality and stuff like that, that is your right to make that decision for yourself. It is not my right to judge you. It is not my right to condemn you. It is my right to have an opinion. You know, I'm allowed to have an opinion, just like you are allowed to have an opinion. I might not agree with your opinion. Sometimes I might blatantly tell you that I think you're wrong. But that's your right. We have 30 minutes left. 30 more minutes of people listening to me go on about nonsense. We are down to one listener, and that is me. I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. I think that might be my last match for the night. Let's see, where did I end up? Ooh, I played horribly that match. Crap. Share the love. Where did I end up? I gotta get one more in. I'll try to change the subject into something a little more pleasant. Something more pleasant. Something more pleasant. I can't think of anything more pleasant. And I know y'all are probably sick of listening to me. And by y'all, I obviously mean whoever might stumble upon this in the future. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to do a game change. But if I do switch games, I've already put on here that I'm playing one thing. Don't know. There we go. Let's turn that off. I don't want to know how many people are listening, honestly. It's not going to let me switch what game I am currently playing. Is it? Probably not. I already clicked on that tab. Probably not. We're going to see. If it cuts me off, then it cuts me off. No, we're not going to do that. Alright. If it cuts me off, then it cuts me off. And didn't I just say that already? And why did that come back on? Display viewer count off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the feed. I think I might switch and play one match of PUBG, just because I want a break from this game. I played it too much today. Yeah, I think I'll play one match of PUBG. If it does disconnect for any reason, I'll go ahead and do my little normal wrap up of. I hope you guys kind of got some kind of enjoyment out of it, whether it's laughing at my ignorance or laughing at my ability to play, or actually agreeing with me and enjoying listening, or thinking that, hey, I'm not that horrible at playing this game, I'm just not that great. Anyways, however it goes, I want to thank you for tuning in, and as always, God bless, and if it works, I will tell you that again after I play the next game. We'll see how that goes. Here we go. So it did work. All right. So we're going to get a little PUBG action going on. Oh, look, day 8. I get to unlock some stuff that I'm probably just going to sell. So I might use it for a little bit because I'm going to play the... What weapon was that? M416. Go ahead and quit now. I'm going to play a round in the desert. We're going to go to the... Darn you. We're going to go to the desert. I think it's a Latino area. I don't know where. Miramar. I'm not sure where Miramar is. The only reason I say that it's somewhere Latino is because or whatever you want to call it, I call it Latino because I feel like that covers a broad spectrum without being offensive to anyone. Because of the names of the locations. Nothing's getting in our way. That song gets a little aggravating after a while. He's online. Started 4 minutes ago, started 7 minutes ago, 3. Looks like nobody's going to be able to join up. So we're going to go with a random matchmaking. Okay, here we go. I don't get to play around no more. Reason I'm doing the desert is because of the clothing that I have on. It gives me a little bit of a camouflage. I'm not one of those people that is running around with the goofy looking outfits on. I like to try to blend in with my surroundings because it is very hard to be a sniper when you're wearing something like that. It is very hard to run across the desert when you are sticking out like a sore thumb. At least this way I have a little bit of a chance to be hidden from a distance. So we're going to run laps. Nope, we're not. We're going to throw apples at people. Anybody got a frying pan? My teammate? Yep, he has a frying pan. Hey, you. Hey, hit my apples. Let's play baseball. I had somebody that did that with me the other night. It was kind of fun. Oh look, I'm the team lead. At least for now. We are going to do I want to go? We're going to go here. If you want to jump with me, stay with me. If you don't want to jump with me, get out of my plane. 3, 2, 1, drop. Menos Generales. My accent is horrible, but that is... pretty sure you can understand what I was trying to say. La Vendetta. I am a southeastern United States person, so I speak like I'm from the southeastern United States. If you have an issue with that, that's your problem, not mine. I know about as much Spanish as it takes to convey what needs to happen. You know, like, hey, can you go over here and do this for me? Can you help me out? Things that you learn on a job site. Some things that you learn that you probably shouldn't say in polite company. Things that might be considered distasteful. Oh, look, I got a suppressor for my UMP. I do like the UMP, but I will definitely pass it up for a sniper rifle. I do like to lay on top of a hill and watch you and shoot you when you're not paying attention. Because, like I said, it is good to love people and to not try to harm people, but video game characters do not apply. So if you do so feel the urge to shoot somebody, please do it in a video game. Please do not do it in real life. Some people feel that games like this propagate violence. I feel like it is an outlet because we as human beings, we are born to violence. That is just... I can't say that's true for every human being, but as a race, as a species here on Earth, we are prone to violence, just like any other species. It's just the truth of the matter. Lions, wolves, bears, turtles, things that fight for dominance, fight for territory. The one of the most ignorant things that you can do is deny that you have an innate urge to act like an animal. Yes, we are intelligent. Yes, we are sophisticated. No, we are not above that. It's just, we're not. You can't be. It's in your blood, in your DNA, to fight for dominance, fight for, to put it a blunt kind of way, fight for mating rights, survival of the fittest. It has flipped in recent times to where the most intelligent is the most fittest, or most fit. Let's not use fake words there. Or not, well, it's not a fake word, just improper. Yeah, we'll go with that word, improper. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I've never seen it rain on this map. It's kind of interesting. Got a pistol suppressor. Don't really care. I'm not going to use the pistol. Probably going to drop it at some point to make room in my inventory. Maybe this will be something I do in the future, is game swap some ways through my feed. I wish they would give me an option to choose multiple games in my stream description. That would be kind of cool because, I mean, I do like to switch up games, and I don't want to have to put a whole new stream on for 20 minutes or however long it takes me to play this match. I don't really like the Winchester, but we're going to go with the Winchester just because it runs on the same ammo as the UMP, so I don't have to swap that out. Is not the greatest sniper rifle. I don't know if you guys know. This is not the greatest. Something about firing a .45 caliber pistol bullet out of a rifle does not seem like it is going to be the most accurate for long range. Somebody said they have supplies. What supplies do you have, homie? Oh, a scope. I'll get with that. What is that, a shotgun up there? Not really going to use the shotgun. I know earlier I passed on a car. Oh, wrong button. I think it's car 83. I'm getting shot at. I know there's shooting going on. What do I have? Let's take a knee. Don't want that. Don't want that. This guy doesn't have any 5.56. I don't want to take the M416 if he has no 5.56 because I don't want to be without ammo. Let my teammate get the actual kill. I think I got credit for it though, so it's all good. Alright, I believe they said that scope was up here somewhere, unless somebody already snagged it. Yep, 4x scope. I can rock that. Let's take a knee. Check inventory. Not the best scope for this, but we're going to throw it on there just to hold it for a while. Get rid of these. Keep rolling. I mean, if you homies are interested, we do have, we got a little ride over here. I don't know what kind of car this looks like.
Watch out.
Where are you firing from? Right there.
Watch out.
Good looking out, Holmes.
Watch out.
I have way too many rounds. Alright, you dude, where'd you go? Number 3. Where's number 3?
Watch out.
Over here. Okay, you keep saying watch out, but
Get behind me. Form up on me.
ooh, it's no bueno. It's a pretty big hit. I'm surprised that didn't get me. I mean, not many people take a frag grenade to the chest. Just saying. I must be part Terminator. Where are they firing from? It's kind of cold, man. I shot him right in the booty. It's kind of cold. Ooh, that was my guy. Okay. What you shooting at, killer? Where do I want to go? Heading towards the graveyard. Let's move with the team. Still looking for that rifle. There's got to be one somewhere. What are we looking for? Probably an SKS. My favorite rifle, I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it's that really small rifle. It's built-in silencer, built-in scope. It's got a automatic setting and a single fire. It's just my preferred go-to because it's simple. If you find, oh, look, SKS, there we go. That's what's up. So we're going to switch the Winchester for the SKS. We're going to attach, so we got the 4-time here, 2-time there, drop the 3. They won't let me equip that. Drop the 45s. So we need more 7.62s. I need another AR extended mag. You know what? Well, I'm tempted to shift my is that really a 4-time? Oh no, the wrong rifle. Okay, that's better. Tempted to shift the magazine from the, what is it, an AK? Yeah, I'm tempted to switch the magazine from the AK to the SK. But
Watch out!
not necessarily. I mean, 10 rounds is alright. Do not like the mutant. I don't like burst fire. I like being able to control my own burst or to single fire. Those are my preferences. I would love to find a suppressor for this rifle though.
Marked airdrop.
Where is this homie? I don't know if he's dead, but he stopped shooting. I'm gonna be honest. I prefer the Scar. I don't know why. Oh, wait a minute.
Marked location.
Is the Scar in this gun a 5.56? Sorry.
Get the airdrop supplies.
You gotta stick with the AK. 5.56 is a lighter round. I don't know how many of the mechanics this game follows. 5.56 is a lighter round, but it has less impact because it is a lighter round. So in my experience, God Lord, in my experience, a 7.62 doesn't have the velocity. Doesn't have the accuracy, but it does have the stopping power, which I have the single fire to help me get the accuracy, and then the AK for suppression. And I know that this is a Royale. It is a running gun. It is a, well, basically just a running gun. So, it doesn't come that much into play. Or, sorry, it's not that it doesn't come that much into play. It doesn't matter as much about stuff like that. But I do like to, what did I just pick up? I do like to try to adhere to some form of combat strategy. Thought I heard shots fired. Oh, we're in a hot zone. Look alive, people. Call out your contacts. Call them out as you see them. I don't know if they heard me. I do not know how people call for artillery. I'm assuming that's what that is. I don't know if it is something to do with the flare, but I didn't see a flare get popped there. Um, but I do know that there's like periodically uh, danger ahead. Who caught it? Who you shooting at, homie? Oh, where is he? Oh, he's on the rooftop of the chapel or church. I can't come to you, dude. Not unless you lay down some cover. I cannot come to you. I'll try. If I don't try, I'm dead. Yep, they got me. Oh well, guys. That is the end of my feed for the night. If you did tune in, thank you for tuning in. If you didn't, then it doesn't matter. You guys have a good remainder of your night. Have a good day tomorrow. Homie, I don't know if you can hear me, but he knows he's coming. He can see him. Anyways, y'all have a good day tomorrow. And as always, God bless.